Hi, it's Michael Nesteroff with BoundaryVoyage.com, and today I am comparing two of the most popular reels on the market, the Shimano Sedona and the Pflueger President. These two reels are on every shelf of every tackle store, and I often get asked which is the best. I personally own both, but today I'm going to walk through 5 key characteristics that separate these two reels to help you make a more informed purchasing decision. I'm going to compare overall performance, smoothness, the body, the handle, and then my personal experience. Let's get after it. So let's talk about overall performance of these spinning reels in front of me. When I think of overall performance, I think of the max drag, how much line can it hold, what's the recovery? Recovery is how much line per turn you're reeling, and then how much does the reel weigh? Overall, in every single characteristic, the Shimano Sedona comes out on top. The overall performance is better on the Shimano Sedona. But at number two, another very important part of a spinning reel is smoothness. And between these two reels, there are key differences. The Sedona has only 4 bearings, whereas the Pflueger President has 10 bearings. Now, I'm sure there's some differences inside that I can't see, and even though I'm an engineer, I haven't done the research to look at those intricate differences. But I can tell you out of the box, the Pflueger President is the smoothest retrieve you might experience, even for a high budget reel. And I would say it's smoother than the Sedona. So for number two in smoothness, I'm going to give that to the President. Okay, that brings us to number three, the body. Now, this is also a key difference. I love how the body on this President looks. It is sleek looking. It has that matte gray. There isn't much. It has that gold, those gold details. It looks wonderful. The Sedona looks nice too, but it just doesn't, to me at least, look the same. Also, the President is an aluminum body, whereas the Sedona is a proprietary blend of plastic resin and graphite. It's called XT7, so AKA plastic. Um, the President is not plastic on the outside. Now, the inside pieces, there's all sorts of materials. It's the outside, the body I'm talking about. And if I'm just looking at the body, I'm also going to go with the President. I think the aluminum, the look, it just edges out the Sedona a bit. Now, let's talk about the handle. For some anglers, this is the make or break feature of a reel. The Sedona here has a cap that screws on the other end of the shaft of the handle. Um, I personally, I personally like that, and had grown up with the cap screw on, but many anglers prefer the thread to be on the shaft of the handle to screw in like so. And the President has this feature, and I've come to really enjoy that. Um, but ultimately, for me, I'm impartial to this difference. But perhaps this is a big deal for you, and you need to understand this difference. And number five, this is the last key performance detail or reason why these two are different for me, and that would be my personal experience. I own both of these, I fish both of them, and this last summer I was out in the Boundary waters. I often go there, uh, and like an idiot, left my gear out in a torrential rainstorm. Well, I fished both of these the next day, and guess what? The Sedona outperformed the President, and it wasn't really even close. The Pflueger, it it wasn't as smooth. Once it dried out, it did get its smoothness back, but the Sedona just did not waver. And for that reason, my personal experience and the overall performance, which I really care about, and the fact that I've caught some of the biggest fish on this guy right here, that's why I would recommend for you to get a Sedona in your tackle box if you're only choosing between one. But I've got to tell you, there may be an application where the President outperforms the Sedona. And that, for me, is in the panfish setup. The Pflueger has a size 20, very nice for panfish. This is one of my favorite setups. And if you're looking for a panfish setup, absolutely get the 20 President. It's a wonderful reel. You'll love it. There's so much more that we could talk about with these two reels. Those details I have in a blog. If you're interested, go into the description. There's a link to that blog. It lists out the differences, the comparison between these two wonderful reels. It has links to buy them if you're interested in that. And then I also have a sizing chart because the Pflueger and the Sedona are different size conventions. Actually, the 30 and the 2500, the 30 President and the 2500 Sedona are the most comparable. So that doesn't go size 25 with size 2500. It's a little bit different. So I've put a chart together for you. Check that out, free resource linked below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button or subscribe to Boundary Voyage. Check out my blog at boundaryvoyage.com for more information, or even subscribe to my newsletter there. All right, I will see you at the next video.